Hey y'all, welcome back. So today I wanted to film a video about kind of that stigma of YouTube made me read it. There are several books this year that after reviews on YouTube and everybody talking about it on YouTube, I decided to read. So this is my 2015 edition of YouTube Made Me Read It. So let's go ahead and get started. First up is a pretty obvious one. It is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. So I hadn't heard anything about this series until I started watching BookTube, which was earlier this year. And I decided to finally pick it up. I started reading it. I've fallen in love with the series. I am current on the series. And I am really, really glad that I was encouraged to read this. The whole entire series, except for the novella bind-up, ranges between 4 and 5 stars for me. It is a very well-written series, so I highly encourage you that if you haven't read this, to read it. Next up is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. So everybody's talking about Rainbow Rowell books, in particular Fangirl, because Fangirl has been their favorite, at least until Carry On was released earlier this year. So I finally read Fangirl. It was a solid 4 out of 5 stars for me. I did enjoy the read. There were a couple things about it that bothered me. I do have a full review of this book, so I will link that down below for you. But I really enjoyed this read. Again, it's another one where I'm actually glad YouTube encouraged me to read it, and it was just a good, fun read. If you haven't read Fangirl, I do suggest going and picking that one up. Next on this list is Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. So I have mixed feelings about this particular book. I have a full book talk book review on it, which I will link down below. But I gave this one like a 3.5 stars, 3.75 stars. The mix of the old world talk and the modern references was kind of a miss for me. A lot of people really enjoyed that aspect to this book, but for me it just wasn't, it didn't fit quite right for me. Like, they reference Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and things like that in this book, and that just kind of, it felt disjointed. It felt like it didn't connect and it wasn't cohesive. I do plan on going on to Invasion of the Tearling eventually. I'm not sure when, probably sooner rather than later, otherwise I will lose complete interest. I might just check that one out from the library because I'm not sure I'll continue the entire trilogy. It depends on how it goes with Invasion of the Tearling. Next is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. So this book was one of my favorite reads this year. It is magical realism. It's about a girl born with wings. I do have a full review and book talk on this book as well, and I will leave that linked down below for you. And this book is not only beautiful, which is why everybody on BookTube bought it. I watched Sarah Ann Reed's, I believe it was her that did a book talk and book review on this one, and it just made me want to read it so much. And I'm so glad I did. Again, it was one of my favorite reads this year. I really highly recommend this book. If you have not read it or you are interested about the life of a girl with wings and her family, then I think you would really enjoy this one. Last but not least is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Now, everybody all over BookTube has the pretty white cover and the whimsical in the middle, but I enjoy my cover of it, and I enjoy the binding on mine where it has the variegated pages. And anyway, so I enjoy this copy in particular. This book, I read it right after I read Winter, and so that was kind of tougher for me, so it took me a minute to get into it. But once I got into this book, it went really fast. It was an enjoyable read. I have a full book talk and book review on this book as well, which I will leave linked down below. So I have a book talk on 4 out of the 5 books that I'm talking about today. And those links will all be down below, so you can get my full thoughts, opinions, and feels on them there, as Jessie the Reader would say. This is one where a lot of the people on BookTube haven't even read it, they just owned it. But I went and did some research on it, and I wanted to read it, so I picked it up, and I am so glad I did. Again, this is another one of my favorite reads this year. A lot of the recommendations from BookTube really I've enjoyed this year, and I'm really glad that, but I'm enjoying the recommendations that I'm getting, but again, there's a lot of other recommendations where I'm just like, I don't even want to pick that up. So, again, this is just my opinion on all of these things. So there you have it, friends. Those are 5 books that YouTube made me read in 2015. And I really enjoy being a part of BookTube and being a part of this community. I really feel like it has helped me expand my reading a little bit more. It's helped me get introduced to some new authors and some new series that are really just wonderful, and I really enjoy it. I hope that any of my recommendations help some of you out there to be able to expand your reading and to be able to enjoy new things. So I just wanted to get this out there. I hope you are having a magical Christmas season. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.